Hi everyone. I know I haven't been vlogging lately, but things are a little crazy, as you know, with the current situation in the whole world. So my traveling hasn't really been happening, but I wanted to do a video because so many of you have reached out about products or tips and tricks that helped me get through my recovery from my hysterectomy. So I wanted to share that with you. I'm about a month and a half out of my surgery date, and I'm doing pretty well, so I thought today was a great time to go over some of those products and what I found was really helpful with my recovery. So I did spend a night in the hospital. That was just what my doctor chose. Some people don't have to stay overnight, but I did. So I had to take an overnight bag, and the bag I chose was my Gaynor Minden studio bag. And I would say this bag isn't just for dancers. It's a great little bag. You can hold it like this, or you can use it as a backpack. And I just thought it was a great size. It would fit into the hospital's lockers that they used when I was in surgery to hold my things. So definitely recommend this bag. It comes in pink and black. And it has all of these packets in here so I could keep everything organized. The main thing was, would the clothes that I wore to the hospital fit in, and luckily they did, and I was able to limit how much I packed. I tend to overpack, so it was a good bag for me to use because I could keep everything to a minimum. So definitely I recommend this bag for dancers and non-dancers, and I have a cute little Cinderella luggage tag. So what I put in the bag, First, I had some activities because I didn't know what would be on TV, or I knew I would want to do something while I'm watching TV, so I brought coloring books. I didn't bring all of these. Some of these stayed at home, and some were sent to me as little gifts. But I did bring a coloring book or two, just so I could do something that was a little bit more relaxing and calming and not just sitting there watching TV in a daze. The other thing I did was I did bring an iPad with some movies from Disney Plus downloaded onto it. I made sure I had enough to get me through a whole day. I didn't watch it all the time. I watched some regular TV, then a movie, then back to the TV. But having that was really helpful, especially when I was trying to sleep, because I could turn off the big TV and just keep my little iPad going. Then what I wore to the hospital was some big sweatpants with a really soft waistband. You get 4 incisions right around your belly button area, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you want to make sure you're not wearing anything that's too tight or bulky. So I did wear really big sweatpants that were really soft and a big t-shirt. The other thing I wore was, that I made sure to bring, I didn't wear it to the hospital, but I had it in my bag, was a poncho. A friend gave me this one. It's from Disney World. It's a Club 33 one, but it's so big. It has little armholes in it, but I didn't need to put my arms through it. You have IVs on your arm and hand, so I needed something that I didn't have to worry about putting my arms through, and a poncho that was super soft and warm was really helpful. So I definitely recommend getting something like that, or like some kind of cardigan that you don't have to put your arms through, just something where it's soft and warm, because it does get chilly in the hospital and you want to make sure you're warm, because you can't really do much else than just sit in a bed. So make sure you're warm, you have comfy clothes on, and a poncho is really helpful for that. The shoes I wore, I had a hard time deciding what shoes to wear to the hospital because I knew I wouldn't be able to bend over, and I would probably be wearing socks because they give you those socks with the grippers on it so you don't fall. So I decided on some slide sandals. These are my Birkentstock Sherpa. These are some of my favorite shoes. If you can't tell, they're pretty worn. But they were great because all I had to do when I was being discharged was slide my feet into them. I didn't have to take off socks. I didn't have to bend down. I almost wore some slippers, so feel free to wear whatever comfy shoes you have that are slide-ons, because that was a lifesaver. The day after, you're so sore you can hardly move. So you need easy stuff that you can just slide on and go. especially because you will want to get out of that hospital because it's a hospital. No one wants to stay there forever. Then the last thing that I made sure I had done before, well, I had a lot of things done before my surgery, but I made sure I put up pillows in the car. This is a pillow that attaches to the seatbelt. It's initially meant for your port, so the seatbelt doesn't rub against it, but I put it on this part of the seatbelt that went across my stomach because I knew I would need some cushioning for my incisions and to help prevent any more discomfort and pain. So this one is a handmade one, but you can find them, I think, on Amazon. I will check and link it below. But this has really helped me. I still use it when I drive over my stomach just to make sure it's comfort and there's no discomfort. So I recommend this whether or not you're getting surgery or not, and if you have a port, because I used to use it on my port when I went to treatment. So get one of these. It's really helpful. If you don't have one of these, you can just use a smaller pillow and put it in between the seatbelt and you. I think I put a pillow in my mom's car too, just in case. So just get something to help with that seatbelt situation. Now, that was everything I used to and from and at the hospital. So now we will move on to things I had for when I came home from the hospital, and some of the things I had already planned. Others kind of evolved from me staying at home and finding out what I needed. So before my surgery, I made sure the couch in my family room was ready for me to be down there for 2 weeks. They recommend not doing steps too often because walking up steps can cause discomfort or pain and you're weak. So they recommend trying to stay downstairs or upstairs for the bulk of the day. So I made sure I stayed downstairs so I could sit with my pups and watch TV and everything like that. So I had my coloring books. I made sure I had lots of TV shows that I wanted to watch. I watched Big Bang Theory. I watched a lot of stuff and movies. So I made sure all of that was ready. I also used a cane. So that is something we had because I hurt my knee as a dancer. My parents had injuries, so we just have a cane at the house. So if anyone gets injured, we have it and we're ready. But I mostly use the cane to help me get up out of the couch and out of bed. You can't really use your core for a few days because it's so sore. And the cane helped me use my upper body to push me off. So definitely get something that you don't necessarily need a cane. You can just get something that you can use to push off of to help you get up and moving. I didn't use it to walk or anything. I mostly used it to just sit up out of bed and to get up out of the couch. So those are things that I already had ready to go. And I actually have this whole basket that someone had given me with all of the stuff down there that I will go through in a second for me prepared, ready to go when I got home. So when I was in the hospital, I discovered that if I was laying down, I needed to bend my knees. If I was laying down on my back, I needed to bend my knees and have something under my knees to support them. And I recommend definitely getting a bolster or a bunch of pillows to put under your knees. It just prevents like the stretching and discomfort laying down. You want to be as comfortable as possible, so having this bolster was helpful. And this was just from my bed. My mom brought it down for me because I told her when I was in the hospital I would need something. So she brought that down. So I was prepared when I came home. And it's just something that you will, for me, it helped me a lot. The other thing is, and this is a little bit too big, when you go to the bathroom, I read online before my surgery, some people found it helpful to hold a pillow up against their stomach just to help support your intestines when you go to the bathroom. So it did help me a lot, and I still use it sometimes if I find discomfort. But having a pillow, this is a little too big, but having a pillow this size but a little bit thicker would be helpful. And this was one of the pillows I used. I had pillows throughout all the bathrooms at our house, so if I was somewhere I could just I didn't have to worry about it. But you just put it right on your stomach and you just put gentle pressure, and it helps you go to the bathroom. And they said if you have a cough, it helps support you when you cough. So definitely have little pillows in your bathrooms for the first couple of weeks. Now I'll get into what I use. Since we're talking about going to the bathroom, I'll talk about my underwear and products like that. So I wasn't sure, everyone had different opinions of what kind of underwear to wear. And I asked my good friend Dana Donafree of AnaOno if she had any underwear that she had designed for hysterectomies or anything like that, and she luckily did. These are super cute, like boy short kind of undies. They come in white and nude, but what was really helpful was this lace waistband was so soft and it didn't dig in. It was just the greatest texture and fabric to have against my incisions. The other thing is she uses amazing cotton that is so soft, and so these undies were super comfortable. I highly recommend them. They're stylish, so you don't feel like you're wearing granny panties, but definitely these undies helped me be comfortable and not worry about any discomfort. The other thing was I made sure I had sanitary pads. There is some bleeding, there is some discharge after your surgery. Having pads just helps prevent you from staining anything, anything like that. So I made sure I had sanitary pads throughout the home. And then the other thing, and they did give me this in the hospital and told me to continue it when I got home, was Colace, a stool softener, just to help you when you have to go to the bathroom. It just helps things be a little bit easier, not so painful. So definitely take Colace. They recommend taking it with food. So I took it twice a day, in the morning and in the evening, and it did really help when I had to go poop or anything like that. Colace was a lifesaver. The other thing that I got proactively, I didn't know if I would have this symptom or side effect. When you get the surgery, they pump gas into your stomach so that they can go in and get everything they need to remove. And once everything is sealed, sometimes the gas migrates up to your shoulders or back, ribs. And I read that Gas X really helped with easing that pain. This I never used because luckily I never had that side effect or symptom. But I made sure I had it just in case. So if I did have that symptom, it wasn't going to be an issue. I could just grab this and hopefully it would go away. So I recommend just having this on hand before your surgery, just in case. You can always just keep it in your cabinet if you need it at a later date. Then this my mom actually found. It's called Queasy Ease. It's an oil-based like sniffer to help with queasiness and nausea and all of that. So you would just lift it, sniff it, and then close it. It's lavender, peppermint, spearmint, and ginger. It just helps with nausea and all that stuff. So you would just open it, take a few deep breaths, and then close it, and it did help. I did use it once or twice and it was very helpful. Then when I was in the hospital, to ease some of the discomfort in my stomach, they gave me warm blankets. I don't obviously have a blanket warmer at my house, so we had this hot water bottle that we would fill, and I would put it on my stomach, and then I would put my weighted blanket on top of it, and that really helped with the discomfort and stress and soreness in my stomach. You can use a heating pad. I didn't use one because we don't have outlets near our couch, so I couldn't plug it in. But the hot water bottle is a great way for you to sleep with it, or just if you don't have access to a heating pad, this hot water bottle is fabulous. Then finally, and this was probably my favorite thing, my cousin sent me a bunch of little gifts, the coloring books, little flamingo stuff, and they also sent me these Pomeranian slipper socks. They have little grippers on the bottom. They're basically just socks, and I thought it looked like Mamma Mia on there. But I wore these when I was in in bed on the couch, so if I needed to get up, I didn't have to worry about putting on shoes or slipping and falling because they have the little grippers on the bottom. And these were honestly the best thing that anyone sent me as a recovery thing because I still use them and they're just super cute. So those were all the products and tips and tricks. Oh, there's one more I almost forgot. So you're not allowed to bathe or swim or anything like that for the first couple of weeks after your surgery because of the incisions. So you're required to shower. There's no question about it. I made sure to put a chair in my shower just in case I got dizzy or weak or something happened where I needed to sit suddenly. So I put a chair in my shower so I was prepared. I made sure that if I felt something like dizziness, I could sit and just take a second for myself and not worry about it. Excuse me. So I recommend putting a shower, a seat, a bench, something in your shower where you can sit and just be safe and make sure that you don't fall in the shower. So those are all products and things that I used and found were very helpful. If you think of anything else, please put it down there so that other patients and other people getting ready for the surgery can look it up. I will link everything below. Also, some people have asked me what they can do to help me. Throughout my 2 weeks of recovery, we had people drop off dinner for us, which was super helpful because I'm usually the one cooking dinner and I just wasn't up to it. So having dinner delivered was really nice, and me and my parents appreciated it so much. Having little gifts, fun little things. My cousin sent me a bunch of stuff, like I mentioned, that always put a smile on my face, and it just helped me remember that while they can't come visit me because of COVID, they were supporting me and wishing me well. Flowers are always really nice. Just having little surprises here and there were always lifted my spirits. So I recommend just being there for whoever is getting a hysterectomy. And if you have any questions or comments, please put them below. And also let me know if you want me to do any other videos about various treatments or things that have helped me through my treatments. Okay, bye guys!